and modulation is so key. Um, you just made mention of autoimmune, and look, when their immune system is hurting themselves, attacking themselves, they come down with a negative effect just from their own immune system. So obviously, we can't have a weak immune system because we'll be vulnerable to everything. And if we have a hyperimmune system, we're going to hurt ourselves. And so modulation, or just bringing it down to a good, steady flow, is a key.
Hi, I'm Paul speaking for Free Range with the Gale of Gaia. On today's exciting program, Gale welcomes Dr. Charles Rouse of Modexus to the program, and they talk about how important glutathione is to a stable and fully functional immune system.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gale of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas. And we talk to people who can help you with your health and well-being. And I have with me today Dr. Charles Rouse. Hi, Doctor.
Hey, Gail, and it's good to be back with you and your special group. It's a privilege to be able to work with people who want to know the best, and you are that best in the get-go, so let's go get them.
Thank you so much. And you know what? I've taken the product, both the two products that I take on a daily basis is the longevity and the lift, and I love them both. I really do. The lift really does give me a lift. And it's not a jittery lift. It's a, like you have said in the past, motivation. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about with you today is glutathione. It's a buzzword. And I want you to explain why the glutathione that is in longevity is absorbable, highly efficient, and so on. And if there's been any clinical studies done on it as well.
Well, Gail, we'll start with the simple basic science, double-blind medical study science, real science. They've proven, and we now know what glutathione is all about. It's a tripeptide. That means it's 3 amino acids hooked together. And the uniqueness of glutathione is that in the trillions of cells, human body cells, glutathione is the one molecule that gets to go in to all the cells of the human body. So we in science call it the master molecule. Glutathione is by far the most important antioxidant in the human body. It comes from vegetables. It is true from organic plant material, and it is the most important tripeptide, or the most important part of your immune system. And look at what everybody's going through with colds and flu and corona. They're all looking for a better immune system. And the neat thing about it, Gail, is that it is the major molecule for the mitochondria. That's the factory inside the cell that produces energy. And, you know, you just mentioned a moment ago, you like that product Lift because it gives you a good emotional and a mental and a physical lift. But nothing would work without a mitochondria, and glutathione makes the mitochondria work better. So it's cell function. And the reason I take it every day is not only does my immune system need to be up, we need to detox all the gunk that the world tries to put in. And that's what glutathione is. Now, in Lanacera longevity, we recognize that you need it 1,000 milligrams every morning to jumpstart your depleted level of glutathione. So in Lanacera longevity, we gave people the maximum therapeutic 1,000 milligram magic number. Then they did this study over here at one of these major universities, and they said, but some people with degenerative diseases, you know, like diabetes or high cholesterol or liver problems or kidney problems or something. They may take a prescription pill for their medical problem. It was interfering with the ability of the body to jumpstart glutathione. So we went to this special lab that produced a preformed glutathione, and we added 100 milligrams of this preformed to our 1,000 milligrams of our building blocks, so the body could build 1,000. And our double glutathione product was able to jumpstart. It was catalytically converting, jumpstarting everything. So even people that where the research was saying couldn't be helped because the glutathione couldn't get into the cells, we found in our research that we did it. Lonocerol longevity, it's for the healthy as well as the degenerated. It will work, and it's for your immune system and for your antioxidant needs.
That's absolutely awesome, and I believe that to be true. Now, what about NAC or N-acetylcysteine is a precursor to glutathione. Now, you chose to do the glutathione rather than the NAC, correct?
Correct. And I have no qualms with anybody taking the vitamin supplement called NAC, N-acetylcysteine. However, in Lonocerol longevity, the building block wasn't necessary because we gave the body everything that it needed to produce 1,000 milligrams of glutathione. And when your glutathione levels are up, then your mucus will become more viscous. So that means that you won't strangle on your mucus and things breathe, like the nose breathes better and the cough subsides. It's a beautiful thing. NAC has been around for a long time to prevent mucus congestion, but glutathione is even better yet in Lonocerol longevity because it goes in there and builds the immune system while it detoxes the mucus.
Now, I think that's wonderful and very important. And one of the things that I notice with a lot of people, I don't know if this is related or not, but if you notice, your tongue shouldn't be white.
That's for sure. We sure don't want that white tongue, because then we got some kind of yeast invasion there. And you know, when your immune system's running good, kaboom. Hey, did you know that the one over-the-counter product that has hurt more people by making their glutathione levels go down is called acetaminophen, APAP. How many people do we know that take an over-the-counter drug for pain, and yet it's ruining your glutathione levels? So Dr. Charlie would say that's old science. There's no need for APAP or acetaminophen, because we need a glutathione enhanced immune system.
Exactly. And it's also important, I believe, not only that it doesn't have the antioxidant qualities, but it's also important for balance, because we have people that sometimes their immune system is hyper too much or too high and it's lacking balance, or else it's too low, which I think probably most people are, well, except those with autoimmune disorders. But would you agree with that?
You are right on target. And modulation is so key. You just made mention of autoimmune, and look, when their immune system is hurting themselves, attacking themselves, they come down with a negative effect just from their own immune system. So obviously, we can't have a weak immune system because we'll be vulnerable to everything. And if we have a hyperimmune system, we're going to hurt ourselves. And so modulation, or just bringing it down to a good, steady flow, is a key. And that's what Lonocerol longevity with the glutathione was built on, the premise of research. I mean, 10 of the ingredients in glutathione, in the Lonocerol longevity glutathione product, 10 ingredients, but 6 of those ingredients are trademark patented right out of research. Amazing.
That's awesome. Well, I definitely can tell I take the product. I enjoy it quite a bit. The lift does give me that extra lift too. But I wanted to, let's see, I had another question here I wanted to ask. How do we know, what is reduced glutathione? Maybe you could explain that because.
Okay. What we found in the original research, when they were using the NAC molecule to try to build glutathione, they came in there and the glutathione was chunky. It was too big, and the body couldn't absorb it. And so they had to break or cleave one of the bonds in order to produce the correct bioavailable glutathione. And reduced glutathione is what we use in our monocerebral longevity. And it is the actual nutrition that the human body can acclimate with no toxicity, do no harm. Nobody's going to be allergic to it. Nobody's going to be negatively reacted to it. It's going to be beneficial to everybody across the board, because when you have antioxidants and immune system and mitochondria and cell detoxification, your body's going to say, whoopee.
Exactly. And that is so important now. And I think there are a lot of people that are not only deficient in glutathione, but they're also deficient in vitamin D.
They are. Now, listen to this. I just got off of a clinical research web. They were teaching us doctors the ins and outs of this corona COVID. And Gail, they found that endogenously inside the human body, deficiency of two things, D and glutathione, were the most likely cause of those who had the most serious problems with corona, as well as death. So everybody who died of corona had a deficiency of glutathione and vitamin D. Now that's clinically proven. So all of a sudden, medical science is saying, well, how much is too much? And they're finding that when you measure your D3 level, your blood, they look at your blood. The numbers are in nanograms per milliliter, NGs. And here's the key. And you can go look at your blood studies. You better get your D3 levels up to a minimum of 34. But what they found is that when somebody has a blood level of 60 to 90, that's way up there good, that they were so super strong that colds and flus and coronas were more likely to be asymptomatic in those patients. So yes, D3 and glutathione have proven in research that the most serious problems came from people that were deficient in D3 and glutathione.
Awesome. Could you, that's exciting. That's so important. And that was one thing that I'm really glad you brought that up. If you would be willing to send me that link about that study, I would include it when in the description.
I would love to. It's one of my favorite doctors, Dr. Michael Murray, and he and I have been friends for decades, and he does his research. And on one of the Facebook websites or whatever, they took him down because he made a statement. And he said, wait, I'm sending you the clinical research. And did you know they had to apologize to him and put it back up? Because it's research, it's science, it's real McCoy. We're not just puffing in the wind.
I don't know who their fact checkers are, but
it's a fact check. And he had to fact check the fact checker.
Exactly. Yeah, they're causing more trouble than anything else because they're not allowing the truth to come out, and that includes when it's research and so on. So that is something that I will include in the description when I post this video, because I think it's very important that people are aware that this is not just some woo-woo thing. It's really factual.
Very, very, very real.
I'd like
And
to
the science is leading out and getting in favor of natural medicine very quickly, very quickly.
Yes, and you're a naturopathic doctor as well as a pharmacist, correct?
I am a pharmacist with a doctor of natural medicine background, and looking at pharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals. Me personally, I would pick the nutraceutical any day of the week.
Yeah, same here.
It does no harm.
Being a nutritionist, I can't help but say that.
Yeah.
But anyway, there is one other thing that I'd like to bring up, and we have to speak carefully about it, and that is what it does when somebody wears this.
Okay, let's talk about the mask. And the coronavirus is 3 microns, and the best mask that I've seen so far has been 6 microns. So there's no doubt that the critter can get through the hole, and most people are wearing material. So what are the benefits? Well, I guess the liquid fluids, the sneeze or the spit, contained therein. But if you're containing it on your own face and you're not breathing in a pure oxygen, but you are circulating carbon dioxide, which the body doesn't need.
That's what I want to get to.
You're giving yourself a double negative there. And in the school systems in Florida, at the major university there, they took some of the clothing and masks from the children, sent it to microbiology lab. And surprisingly to them, we're talking about healthy children, but on their mask was bacteria like meningitis and staphylococcal and streptococcal and things like that. So it could be that we may be, if we wear it too long for whatever reason, especially in a child, they've got such a powerful immune system. We may actually be creating a negative in their life. And in our life, we just have to do what they tell us to do right now. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Because depriving the brain of oxygen is another issue. And what I was wondering is, when you're doing this, wearing this, you're breathing things that your body wants to get rid of. So when your immune system was able to suppress anything that you might have been exposed to before, you keep recirculating it back through your system. And I think
a lot of recirculation, and you like when in the winter when you breathe out your breath, you can see the carbon dioxide because it's a big molecule. Mm-hmm. You can't see the viruses and the bacteria; they're very small, and you're recirculating things into the larynx and back into the blood system. And yes, ma'am, I believe that we are probably causing more immune system reactions that are unnecessary just by chronic the way they mandated it to such a degree. It's better to have a fresh air day. I see people out. I take a 2-mile walk most every day, and some people pass me wearing a mask, and I said, man, of all days you want to breathe your oxygen, especially when you're walking.
Exactly. I've seen people exercising, riding bikes, hiking trails, doing that. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, how can you even do that? And that's just not good for your system.
Delta Airline has made me real good. I can now eat a peanut with a drink. They don't let you take your mask off the whole time you're in their facility or on their airplane.
Well, I don't know when they became medical people with the authority over our personal health freedoms, but apparently they think that that's okay. I don't.
They would have no idea that I'm probably the healthier person on the airplane simply because I'm glutathioned up.
Exactly. And I have to say, I have yet to do that. I haven't done it yet, and I'm very healthy. never been sick yet, and I've never done that. But I do mind my nutrition as much as I can.
Mhm.
I do organic as much as I can. And I take the supplements like yours that I know will boost my immune system so that I can handle anything that comes my way.
It is. The immune system is very important to the human body because there's so many elements that are against us. But when you look at how awesome your immune system is, and we're talking T cell, B cell, natural killer cell, neutrophils, that immune system is designed to work. Whenever the enemy comes, it's designed to nip it in the bud and then drag the enemy out. And, don't let them hang around. Just get them on out of here.
We have an awesome immune system. God doesn't make junk.
I mean, it's well versed and communicates. It speaks a language. I understand that now they're getting into the world of the invisible and the unknown, and they're learning that there's more than just the giant creation up there. It's as intricate down here in the cell.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. It really is. Well, thank you so much. I think that we'll keep this little short blurb of information for people so that they can know more about glutathione and how important it is, as well as vitamin D based on the study that you suggested. And we will post that with this and get this out to as many people as we possibly can. And thank you so much.
Good day. Appreciate it.
Free Range is pleased to present Modexus and the superfruit Lonicera cerulean. The cornerstone of Modexus products, Lonicera cerulean, is a superfood that supports life at the cellular level. Whether you're looking for a longevity product with added glutathione and ATP, something to help lift you through the day without having to resort to stimulants like caffeine or acidic energy drinks, or just seeking a natural solution to support stress management, Modexus also has a natural approach to pain management. Its Relieve product is unique in its ability to support the body's own pain management system. It's been said you'll notice a difference the very first day. The second day, you'll be loving the products, and the third day, we'll be telling friends about Modexus. Visit modexus.galeofgaia.com to learn more and to see what other people are saying about these quality products. That's modexus.galeofgaia.com.
This program is not intended to treat, diagnose, prevent, or cure any disease and should not be considered medical advice. The statements herein have not been evaluated by the FDA. The opinions expressed are those of the guests and not necessarily the opinions of Free Range, its producers, principals, or staff. Viewers are directed to consult professional sources before acting on any information presented here.